Casey says, I plan to rent a tiny office space this week to convert my service area business into a GBP with a physical address. Once I have the address, I want to update my DBA to include my primary category in the business name. What is the best order of steps I should take to update my GBP quickly without risking suspension? Here are the steps I'm considering. Sign the lease, update physical address and business name on my website and ID page. That is correct. Create new citations with the updated info. That is correct. If you have existing citations out there, though, you want to update those first. Creating new citations won't. Look, if you have existing citations with data that isn't accurate, once you've changed your business location, you've leased a office space, and that becomes your new business location. If there's existing citations on the web, it's more important to get those updated before you start building new citations. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise you end up with conflicting data out there, which will likely cause a re-verification, right? Or a suspension when you go to update the address. Or change the address of the GBP, right? Or change it from service area business to physical address. If you have enough data on the web that validates that address, then I've done it a number of times where it does not trigger verification or a suspension or video verification. I've even had it where I've gotten a GBP from changed a GBP entirely with the address and everything and gotten an email or SMS verification. And it's because of having the appropriate steps that I know that's what you're asking about. So it's not just about creating new citations. That is part of it, but you want to update existing citations too. Publish a press release about the changes. Yes, absolutely. I recommend that if you're going to do that, do a premium press release. I know it costs more, but you only got to do it that once. But they higher authority publications do add or lend some credibility to that change. So I do recommend when you're going to do it. And by the way, you want to give it at least 2 weeks, but I would say closer to 4 after the press release has been published before you try to make that change, because you want time for those to be indexed and found, whether they're indexed or not. The big ones will be, especially if you do a premium. The high authority publications, those will index, like Globe Newswire, Yahoo Finance, those types of things. But a lot of the distribution points, where it's republished, Google will crawl but won't index. But it's okay because you want it to crawl it, because that's a validation signal. Whether it indexes or not doesn't matter. That's why I'm just telling you, I would publish a press release, preferably a premium, and I would wait at least 2 weeks, but 2 to 3 weeks before I would make the change or attempt to make the change on the GBP. Wait 1 week? No, I'd wait at least 2 to 3. Suggest changes from an unrelated Google profile. Yes, preferably local finder. Local guide, Google local guide. I've actually gotten Google business profile address to update before by just suggesting an update from my local guide account. That happens rarely, but I've actually had that happen a couple of times in the last year or so. No kidding. I'm a level 7 Google level 7 local guide. I just crossed level 7 like in the last 2 weeks. No kidding. So that'll help too. Update the GBP listing. Yeah, do that last. So sign the lease, update the physical address, update existing citations, build new citations, publish a press release, preferably a premium, wait 2 to 3 weeks, then suggest the changes through other Google profiles, preferably local guides at higher levels if possible. And then ultimately, if it doesn't change through the suggestions, the suggest and edit type thing, then you can update the GBP listing and hope that it doesn't trigger re-verification. But if you do have a valid business location, you should be able to get it re-verified anyway, right? Especially after you have a DBA and everything else.